Hello from Seattle, Washington. It's time for Coffee and Cosmos with Robin. My name is Robin Fritz, and today I want to talk about how my goof is your gain, what that means, a laugh on me, but also a real life example of how we all should be listening to our intuition. So I'd like you to join in today. Tell me where you're joining from. Say hello to your fellow listeners. This is a great community for us to share in. So again, also type in a couple people if you have a couple questions you'd like me or all of us to take a quick look at. Let's do that together. We're also going to do a meditation with Fallon and have a crystal of the week. So again, good morning. I'm Robin Fritz. I'm in Seattle, Washington, and I'm an intuitive and spiritual consultant and certified past life regression specialist and a host of the Om Times podcast, The Practical Intuitive Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World, which airs every first and third Monday at omtimes.com radio. So today I want to talk about how my goof is your game. Always enjoy a laugh on myself, especially if I learn something from it. So I think you will as well. And as we get started today, here's Fallon, the citrine Lemurian quartz. So chime in, say hello from wherever you are. I see somebody's chiming in from India. Awesome. That's great. I'm so glad that you're here today. So take your attention to the top of your head. We're going to breathe down our body, top of the head to the bottom of the feet and back up again. And it's just allowing you to clear out the blocks of the day, all of the busyness of the day, and give yourself this time to share in community with all of us here. So as you concentrate on Fallon, allow your intuition or your strongest intuitive ability to come forth and help you connect with Fallon's energy. So breathing down from the top of your head, down your face, your shoulders, your chest, your hips, your knees, and your feet. Top of your head to the bottom of your feet. Just feel that energy line going through, feeling yourself settling, relaxing, getting grounded and balanced here with us. And now moving back up from your feet, past your knees, your hips, your chest, your shoulders, your face, and the top of your head, your crown chakra, which is wide open to your intuition and to guidance from your spiritual team. So I hope those few seconds there with Fallon will help you. And of course, he's always connected to us during this time. And you're always welcome to share what you get from him or how you react to him. And that would be how your intuition works most strongly. So today, again, I want to chat a bit about how my goof is your gain. And welcome, everyone. New York, awesome. So chime in from where you are. And if you have a question you'd like us all to take a quick look at, feel free to type it into the comments there. So I'm always talking about how we need to learn to use our intuition in our daily lives. In fact, we are always using our intuition. We just don't always know it. And that's why it's really important to understand how your individual intuitive ability works. So there are four main abilities. You see pictures, that's clair seeing. You see pictures, colors, or as clair hearing, you hear things chatting with you. Clair feeling, you feel their feelings and emotions. And clair knowing, you just know things that aren't in a linear fashion, that there's no real evidence in a scientific way for you to know what you know, but you need to pay attention to that. So most people are eventually a combination of those intuitive abilities, and I certainly am. But when I was first getting back into using my intuition as an adult, my clair-knowing ability is always front and center. And so I'd say that's probably my strongest, even though I talk with things, I feel energy, and I hear and I see things. So here's my goof. A week or so ago, I was really exhausted after a long day of really great sessions, but I was just tired. It was a Friday afternoon, right, the end of the week. And I was running some errands, and I was pulling into the hardware store in a parking lot. And I thought, I heard myself, I actually remember saying this to myself, I shouldn't park in that spot. That guy's going to hit me. And then, sorry, I forgot to turn off my phone. Let me just do that. The hazards of live video. So I heard myself go, I shouldn't park in that spot. That guy's going to hit me. And then the other part of myself was like, oh, I'm just too tired. The guy's driving a Volvo, no problem. I'm just really being too sensitive. So I go into the hardware store, I come out, and there's a whole bunch of people standing in the parking lot. And my first response was, hey guys, are we having a party? And then this man walks over to me and he goes, is this your car? And I'm like, oh no. And sure enough, the guy that I said was going to hit me did. His camera in his Volvo wasn't working and he didn't think to turn around and look up. I don't know what he was thinking, but he backed into me and smashed my bumper. And, you know, the laugh is on me because I had this knowing that I could get hit in that spot and yet I discounted it. And that's a $700 mistake. That's what it's going to cost to fix my bumper. And the guy was very generous. His insurance company is taking care of it. But this is an example of how I goofed up and how you don't have to. And the reason I'm sharing it is to say we're all human, right? All of those of us who have chosen human bodies, we make mistakes. But we really do need to learn to listen to our intuition. And I knew better. I heard that. Now, if your ability turns toward clair-knowing or claircognizance, as this example does, it means you know something is, it's almost like precognition. You know something's coming before it happens. This is an important skill to learn to tap, especially in an emergency. And while that wasn't exactly an emergency, no one was hurt except for my car, and my car is still grumbling at me. Yes, my car is very much aware of who and what he is. It was not a life-threatening emergency, but your clair-knowing ability is there to help you in an emergency, and I should have listened to it. And so the question I know you might be asking is, how do I know a clair-knowing incident from just making it up? And that you have to work on. When I was first tapping back into this ability, I thought, okay, I'm making up a story, or I'm a writer, so this is fiction, you know, and that can't possibly be true. And you have to move beyond that. And I got to the point where I asked my spiritual team to let me feel in my body, to let me feel the difference between clair-knowing. So for a long time, I would feel this pain in my gut. And I don't say that intuition is a gut feeling, but I asked for it there so I could understand. And I finally tapped into it. So I knew very well my clair-knowing ability was tapping in that day, but I was tired. I was way overtired and I just wasn't listening. So here's how this is your game. You need to pay attention to your intuition. It is real. Everyone has intuitive and healing abilities. And our culture in the last 300, 400 years has learned to ignore their intuition, or to think that it's an iffy thing, or it's, you know, pseudoscience or whatever it is. And you lose an opportunity to protect yourself and your family. And in this instance, I'm wasting time having to get my car fixed, and then there's a car rental involved and all of those kinds of things. But no one was physically hurt except for my car. No humans were hurt. So that's a blessing. But I have, as an example, clients, and I taught the husband that his ability was clair-knowing. And I said, pay attention to this. It could save your life. So the story came back to me that they were driving on the freeway one day when he suddenly slammed on his, I'm not sure it was a freeway, but driving down a busy road, suddenly slammed on his brakes for no reason, and a car cut right in front of him. And he said, oh my gosh, how did I know that was happening? Or how did, you know, what was that all about? And his wife said, but Robin told you to pay attention to this ability, to knowing something was coming. And that instant saved his life. Not so much that he was listening to me in that moment, but that he took his intuitive ability seriously and he reacted to that knowing that he had to stop where he was on the road. Your examples of clair-knowing or any sort of intuitive ability may not always be as dramatic as saving your family from a big car accident or saving your car bumper, in my case. But it does help make your life easier. It helps you learn to tap into your intuition, which is there not just to save your life, but to make your life easier, to help you relate to the world around you, to help you get ahead in life at home and at work. It's there as part of your ability to get along in the world. So take it seriously, practice it, so when an emergency comes up or when you're really tired and you're running an errand and you hear yourself going, I shouldn't park there because that guy's going to hit me. Just take a few minutes to go an extra distance to avoid that spot. It's that simple. So let's see where people are chiming in from today here. My scrolling isn't working. There we go. Okay. So, okay, Teresa, I'm sorry you couldn't hear. I'm not breaking up there. Hi, enlightening, great. In Texas, South Africa, good. Thank you all for joining in. So I hope this helped you today get an idea that your intuition isn't something to be afraid of or to be leery of. And if people make fun of you because you're using it, that's their loss because they're not tapping into their own intuition as well as they could be. And I think it's our job to learn to tap all of our skills. We don't think anything of our ability to taste our food, our ability to tell warm and soft or rough clothing from something else, all of our physical senses that we can use. They're normal to us, and your intuition should be normal too. So practice it, see how it works for you, and go from there. So if there aren't any questions today, I invite you to email me with questions or comments at my website, robynfritz.com. That's ROBYNFRITZ.com. And to tune into my podcast every first and third Mondays of the month. The Practical Intuitive Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World airs at ohmtimes.com radio at 2 Pacific time, 5 Eastern time. We're not doing a show today, but next week's show will be called Lessons from the Horse Healers. It's the first time I've shared how amazing horse energy is, what it is, how it works in the world, how I learned about it. It's a very special show that will air a week from today. And I'm here every Monday to chat with you, to help us share together in this space that Humanity Healing has created for us. So I want to share with you now a crystal of the week. And the crystal of the week I chose today is apophyllite. And hang on. This is a piece that was gifted to me. Amazing, isn't it? Very beautiful. So this piece of apophyllite has a blue cast to it, but apophyllite and can be different colors. You can recognize it because of their triangle-shaped, pyramidal shaped crystals. And this is apophyllite with stilbite, which is another crystal in it. But a beautiful cluster that was gifted to me by a friend. And apophyllite is great for using to tap your intuition and helping you be more comfortable using your intuition. It also helps stimulate your intuition. So you don't have to get a big piece like this. It comes in smaller pieces, but it is very sharp because of those pyramidal, the way it's formed in pyramidal shape. So it's not something you want to carry around in your pocket. But if you want to practice your intuition there at home, sit down with it and invite its energy to help guide you in understanding how your intuition works. So It'll stimulate your intuition and heighten it, so it'll give you a better feel for how your particular ability works. It's also a crystal that helps you discern the truth of a situation, so it will help you tap into and better understand your true self. Um, so somebody's chiming in from Oregon. Eugene, I grew up in the Salem area, so know Eugene well. Serenity from Florida. Sandra, what do you think of deja vu? Um, Deja vu is a real thing, and I think what you're talking about is when you're having an experience and you go like, well, wait, that's happened before. I think that's, in one sense, it's partly our intuitions standing up and notifying us of how things are going on around us and reminding us of similar experiences. I pay attention to all the things, like I try to. Obviously, my car getting hit meant I wasn't paying attention that day. But do pay attention to how your intuition works. And if you've had experience with deja vu, it's like, oh my gosh, that something similar has happened before. Some people think it's tapping into past life experiences or even dream sequences. Experiment with it and see what you think. Yeah, I'm feeling of I've been here or been in that space before. I had those feelings as a child, in certain areas, and it was interesting. I didn't know how to explain it then and didn't know who to talk to about it. So I kept quiet about those kinds of experiences. Manitoba, awesome. Um, Maybe it's an example of remembering things from previous times, like you were saying there, Sandra. I don't know if you would call this deja vu, but to me it was the first time I had a past life memory. And my family and we were going to Canada when I was a child. And for it seemed like several weeks before our trip, I kept having this recurring dream, that I was a woman on horseback and there were canyons and then like separating. So to go from one side to the other was very involved. You had to go up and down ravines and so on to get to the different places. And there was a house on one of these ridges or hillsides up in that canyon. And I was on horseback looking across at that house. And then it ended because I was killed in that moment. And, you're a child, you're waking up from a dead sleep with this recurring dream, and you think, wow, that's really weird. Nowadays you'd say you watch too many movies or watch too much TV, even then perhaps. But when we were driving to Canada, all of a sudden I was like, wait, this all looks familiar. And there it was, that house that I had seen, only from a different angle because we were in a car. So was I having those dreams? Were they past life memories? I think they were. I think at a young age it was so startling that I remember that today. And the deja vu aspect of driving through that countryside that we'd never been before, and back then you didn't have internet, so you couldn't see pictures of places like that. So maybe deja vu is a real thing that helps us hone in on something that we need to know, or something that intrigues us, or just to remind us that the world is really more complex than we know and we need to pay better attention. I don't know. Experiment with it and see what you think and share next week. So I hope you come back each week to share with us here. I'm here every Monday, or most Mondays anyway, at 11 Pacific time. If you have a question or a topic you'd like us to share together here, please feel free to tag me at my business page on Facebook for Practical Intuitive Robin M. Fritz, and I'd be happy to cover that in a future show. We're here to share. This is community that's created by Om Times and Humanity Healing, spiritual aspect of this amazing community. And if you like these broadcasts and you like the other broadcasts that we offer you, please like the page and the Om Times pages and my own Facebook page, The Practical Intuitive. And if you'd like to work with me, you can find me at my website, robinfritz.com. I offer personal and business intuition, mediumship, animal communication, space clearing, past life and between life regression, a soul progression clearing process, and of course, energy healing with crystals. So come back next week. Let me know what you're thinking, the topics you'd like to share. And thank you for sharing today. This energy of coming together here in the community, this goes out into the world, helps make the world a lighter place and an energy plane, helps bring the world together in increasingly difficult times. So I thank you for joining us. Bless you for the week, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Take care.